Hi guys, Luke here from Wargaming Retreat, and in today's video we are going to be covering the Gathering Storm Part 3 box set. Now I know I've not done any of the other ones, but this one really stuck out to me because not only are we getting a Primarch in it, Robert Gulliman of the Ultramarines, but we're also getting Grandmaster Voldus, using with my Grey Knights, and Cypher, who I've always found, and as most people do, a really cool character. So we're going to delve into the rules, the box itself, and the models, so go with it. Right, so now we are moving on to the real guts of this episode, getting into the box. Just going to open this up and see what we have inside, really. Now, it comes in a nice, pretty plastic tray. You have a lovely book here with how to build everything and all of the necessary rules you need for building it. Camera focus. There you go. You also, in this box set, have got a rather nice piece of art, which I know I'm going to find a good home to. And an empty plastic box, as I have already, in my impatience, made all three of the models. So I'm going to take a closer look. Now, first of all, Gulliman. Now, I was quite worried when I initially saw his artwork, because I thought the proportions look a little weird, his head seemed too small, and his hand for the sword seemed a bit small. But actually, having built the model and held it and have it in front of me, I find it's quite a nice looking model. Secondly, you've got the Grey Knight Master Voldus, who's nothing special, just a fancy looking Grey Knight, really. And then what is possibly one of the nicest looking models Games Workshop have made in a long time, we have Cypher. Now, he's showing his dual pistols. We've got this mysterious sword on his back, and he was fun to build, or as they all were, but he's definitely a very cool looking model. And no criticism, I just absolutely love the models bits and can't wait to do a painted tutorial for you guys on it. Okay, so now on to the rules. First of all, I'm going to cover Gulliman himself, because he's a bit of a beast. He's 350 points, which is relatively pricey, but still, I think, fair for what you get in this. The weapon skill is 9, so obviously he's a close combat machine. He's got all the standard Primarch rules, Adamantium Will, Eternal Warrior, Fearless, Feel No Pain, that sort of thing. But to add to that, friendly armies of the Imperium can rerun morale, fear, and penning tests when they are just on the same battlefield as him, which I find really potent, because it means although your Space Marines don't really tend to flee, they just won't now, really. And he actually gains all the command traits from the Warhammer 40k standard rulebook, which is really, once again, powerful in itself. His weaponry is what's really interesting, because he has the Sword of the Emperor. This particular sword, well, sword and fist combination, because for some reason they've not given them separate rules, him using them in conjunction with each other. And this gives you strength 10, AP 1, which is, nothing to be sniffed at. But it's also armor bane, concussive with soul blaze, and they've given it 2 unique rules. Touch of the Emperor, which is to hit roll of 6 are resolved at strength D rather than strength 10, which is getting a little crazy now, especially seeing as he has 6 attacks base and will be hitting most people on 3s with weapon skill 9. He's also got a rather nasty bolter, 24-inch, strength 6 AP2, assault 3 rending bolter. AP2 and rending then affects vehicles, but not necessarily strength 6 going to be that effective. And then his armour, of course, which is a 2 up, 3 up. And the main thing about him is the fact that on a 4+, he comes back to life. He's all good once you take him down to 0 wounds. You can only do this from what it seems to say once, but even then, that's still pretty potent. Right, so now with the rules, we're moving on to Cypher. I still think for 190 points he is very effective, especially considering you're getting weapon skill 7 and ballistic skill 10, which is just through the roof. Not to mention the initiative of 8. Now, him running around with little dual pistols is pretty powerful. These particular pistols are allowed to, both of them, you have to fire both of them instead of just the one weapon as you usually would be able to, both of them twice, which is really quite powerful. Within that same rule called Blazing Weapons, which allows him to fire these weapons multiple times, he fires Overwatch at full ballistic skill, which is, chances are you're not going to be missing at that stage. And when he's in combat, half his attacks rounding up are Strength 4, AP 5, but the rest are Strength 7, AP 2. And Initiative 8, he's hitting before, again, most things. So he's really good at shooting. Shooting more is his thing. But in combat, he can still hold his own. Now, he's got lots of other rules along the lines of Fleet, Hit and Run, Infiltrate, Shrouded to really fit with the fluff of the character, I find. The very sneaky, subtle, hard to pin down sort of weapon. And along the lines of hard to pin down, if he's killed, if his wounds are reduced to 0, and there's an enemy model, if there's not an enemy model within these 6 inches of him, so that could be just the one, when he dies, he might have just escaped. You're denying the person the victory point for then killing him, should that be first blood or a different sort of victory point depending on what sort of mission you're playing. And the only other important rule to go along with him is the as ye sow, so shall ye reap, which is he can't be selected as the Warlord, and whatever army he's in, the Warlord then takes a -1 leadership. Right, so finally for the rules, we have the Grand Master Voldus of the Grey Knights. Now he is 240 points, which actually I think is a little costly for what you're getting. His weapon skill 6 and ballistic skill 5, and he is in Terminator armor, he does have his 3 wounds, but he's not necessarily tougher than a normal Marine. Where he really comes into play is combat, where his weapon is essentially a regular Thunderhammer, except for the fact that it has the Force and Demon Bane rules, which all Grey Knights close weapons seem to have. And it's not unwieldy, so you're striking at your initiative of 5. So that's pretty powerful, because usually to hit so hard with a weapon, you have to trade your initiative for it, in order to sort of balance things out a little bit. And the only other real thing to note is the fact that he's Mastery level 3, and he gets 1 additional power. But other than that, he doesn't seem to be anything special. I might try a run with him, see how he works with my Grey Knights, and just go from there, really. Right, well, thank you guys for watching this video. Expect more soon, and I'll see you later.